Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Demon Slayer Season 1, Episode 2, but this will be covering episode 2, but this will be covering Episode 1. Now this is going to cover the very first episode, which is also going to be a part of the first arc, and I will put the name of the first arc in the description of the video for the series, because the way the seasons are categorized is by different arcs, like I said. So, and this is probably going to be, like I said when I did the previous video, I'm probably going to do 2 videos at a time. Just because of the 26 episodes. If I do 1 episode at a time for that, that's going to take way too long. So, if I do 2 or 3 at a time, it's going to be easier that way. And again, before I start, I just want to apologize that I haven't uploaded a video the past few weeks. I've been preoccupied playing Mouse, PI for Hire, which I've finished, thank goodness for that. And I went to that Rock and Thunder concert thing in Winnipeg during the summer, so I was busy with that. Oh, hold on. I can take my pills very good.
I have your med.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you want something for snack?
I just have my popcorn, but could you grab my soda for... It's in the fridge. Can you grab it? I'm gonna have it to drink. Not in the freezer.
Not in the freezer, fridge. What do you call it?
It's down there. Down there.
Okay, your pop?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I thought you finished it that day.
No, I didn't. I am gonna finish it because I don't want it to go flat, you know?
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, good night. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. I had to take pills. My bad. Anyway, now let's get into the actual episode here. This first episode is known as Cruelty. Now, the reason why it's called that is, well, again, like I said, when I did the character bio video for Muzan and the demons he creates, they're cruel when it comes to humans and everything, and like I explained about it, and I'm gonna explain more about it when I get to it. But anyway, the way this episode first starts off is, Tanjiro and Nezuko are at their house with the rest of their siblings, and Tanjiro is chopping, wood, basically, because like I said, because the area where he lives, now I'm gonna explain more about, where, the area where he's living. His house, the place where he lives in the anime is basically a small house on the outskirts of a village on the other side of a mountain. So, and as I stated in my character bio video, he's the eldest of the siblings. And again, this leads into what I was saying before. I'm going to explain what one of his duties is, and then I'm going to get back into the story. One of his duties as the eldest sibling of his family is basically to deliver charcoal, like firewood and charcoal, to the neighboring village that's on the other side of the mountain. So basically, after he's done chopping the wood and collecting the charcoal for the delivery, he goes to talk to his oldest sister Nezuko, like his younger sister Nezuko, who is the other main character in their family that I told you about. I will explain more about that when I get to the portion of the episode that pertains to it. Anyway, what was it? as Tanjiro goes to leave to deliver the wood and charcoal to the neighboring village, his siblings say they miss him and they hope he gets back soon. And he promises that they will and that he will, and he wants them to take care of things while he's gone and everything. So anyway, he goes to deliver the wood and the charcoal to the residents of the village that's at the bottom of the mountain. And he finishes all his deliveries, while he's making his deliveries, people are asking for more wood and stuff, because they probably want to keep warm. But he manages to finish his deliveries. He manages to finish them, and he's on his way, and this is where it gets kind of tragic in the sense, because he's on his way back from doing that, but one of the people he delivered the charcoal and wood to in the village insists upon him staying the night at his house, a man by the name of Saburo, basically. And in a sense, that's what saves Tanjiro's life, basically. Because Saburo realizes, the old man known as Saburo, he realizes that nightfall is coming, and as I stated when I did my character bio video for the demons, in the Demon Slayer anime, nightfall is a dangerous time for humans, because nightfall is when the demons come out to feast on human flesh, and by feast I mean devour. Oh, sorry, my bad, I accidentally turned my chair on there. Anyway, they come out to feast on humans to gain their power, eat them, which is disturbing in so many ways. Ooh, yes, very disturbing. So basically, Saburo insists that Tanjiro stay the night at his house, and he can leave at first light the next day. Anyway, so Tanjiro basically accepts his offer, and then he asks about the demons that the old man known as Saburo mentioned, and he tells them that there's been many man-eating demons that have been roaming out, and they only appear at nighttime. And I explained about this when I did the character bio video for the demons. I will do a separate character bio video on, in terms of the demons, I will do a separate character bio video on the faction of demons known as the 12, the 12 Kizuki, just to explain, how many of them there are in total, and the ones that are the most notable of the demons, and everything. Anyway, old man Saburo and basically Tanjiro are eating and everything, and then after they finish eating, and after Saburo tells them about the demons and everything, after he tells them about the demons, he learns that the humans in the series, they learn to live peacefully because of the Demon Slayer Corps killing as many of them as they can and everything, which in a sense is a good thing. They don't kill all of them, but they kill just about enough of them in the series so that the regular humans can live peacefully, at least during the day. When it's nightfall, like I said when I did the character bio, they still have to be inside when nightfall hits, because that's when they come out to feast and everything. And anyway, Saburo tells Tanjiro that it's getting late and he should get some sleep and he can leave first thing in the morning. And then Tanjiro wonders about the demons and everything, and he knows old man Saburo lost a bunch of family to them, so he knows he had to, he knows that he's right about the Demon Slayer Corps and then doing their job to protect them from the demons and everything. And then the next scene skips ahead to the morning of the next day. So a day and night in the series have passed in the next scene, basically. And then basically what happens is Tanjiro heads on his way back up the mountain in the morning, but because his home is so far up the mountain, what happens is basically he does this little thought narration and explains about the demon's cruelty and everything while he's the show does a little narration by him explaining about the demons and everything, and how whenever happiness is destroyed and the demons are the cause of it, it's always followed by the smell of blood. Now, the reason I bring that up is because while he's climbing up the mountain, he picks up the scent, which is the telltale sign to him that something has happened near his home. So he rushes all the way back to his home at the top of the mountain, and he finds and this is the part where it gets really, really tragic. I explained this in the character bio video, but this episode is also the reason why this arc in particular is called the Unwavering. It's part of the reason why it's called the Unwavering Resolve arc, because he's trying to avenge what happened to his family and everything. Anyway, while he was up the mountain and he picked up the scent of blood, which meant to him that the demon had attacked his home, he notices that the rest of his family, except for Nezuko, is basically dead. So he goes to check on Nezuko to see if she's alive, and he realizes she is, and he's just happy that she survived, so he tries to talk to her, but then what happens is she starts attacking him, and that's when Tanjiro realizes that she's been turned into a demon, like what old man Saburo was telling him about. But he realizes that Nezuko isn't the one that did what she did, which is true. She wasn't the one. The one who did what did kill Tanjiro's family was the main antagonist, which I will explain more when I get to the 4th episode of the series. I think it's the 4th or the 5th episode. I might have to double check the arc. Anyway, while he's trying to get Nezuko off of him and trying to get her to fight her instincts as a demon, because he wants her to not hurt him, and he doesn't want to hurt her as well, that's when one of the Hashiras. Now, the Hashira I'll explain about. The Hashira are an elite portion of the Demon Slayer Corps, basically the highest ranking members of the Corps, basically. And one of them manages to show up at Tanjiro's home the same time he did while he's fighting Nezuko off. And the one I'm referring to is a man named Giyu Tomioka. He's basically the water Hashira user, the water breathing user. Now, the breathing techniques, they're kind of like the Demon Slayer equivalent. I'm going to reference another anime series here, but basically, the breathing techniques are like the Demon Slayer equivalent, and the same thing goes for the demons with their blood demon arts. Both of those are like the Demon Slayer equivalents of the ninja techniques from the Naruto series. I just thought I'd make a reference to another anime since there was some overlap and some similarity is what I meant. Anyway, Giyu tries to inflict damage on Nezuko to protect Tanjiro from her because he knows she's become a demon, but Tanjiro doesn't want him to hurt her because even though she's technically turned into a demon, she's not the one who killed their family because Tanjiro explains that he picked up another scent before he got there and he found Nezuko like that. So, which is true. So basically someone else, like I said, the main antagonist of the anime was the one that did that in the first place. So, and he was trying to basically plead with Giyu to not kill her by cutting her head off, because that's the only way that they can die is if their head gets cut off. Now, normally that is the case, but I know this from the Infinity Castle movie from seeing it when I'm not gonna get into spoilers for the movie, but because I'm gonna cover it in a separate video for when I do the first part of the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie trilogy. Anyway, but I just thought I'd bring it up since I referenced it here. Anyway, getting back into what I was saying, Tanjiro tries to tell Giyu that he'll hunt down every last demon until he can find a way to cure Nezuko, and he's not gonna stop until he does. But Giyu starts getting angry with him because he thinks he might be able to change her back, but he's pretending to be, basically he's pretending to be angry with him because he knows Tanjiro is upset right now that his sister's been turned, and he tells him that, like, he tells him mentally, like, he says to himself that he doesn't want him to cry because it's not really his fault for why she got turned. If he had just been a little faster and if he had gotten there half a day earlier, they would have been saved. So he kind of blames himself for what happened to Tanjiro's sister and everything. And I guess also Tanjiro partially blames himself for that. Anyway, this is the weird part about it. Because the other characters are in Tanjiro's family are dead in the anime after that episode, and Nezuko being turned into a demon, the spirits of her dead relatives, basically, like her mother, her father, and their remaining siblings, the ones that were murdered by the demon, tell Nezuko to look after Tanjiro since they're the only family left, basically, which is very sentimental, I would have to admit, because basically they're the only family they have left for each other. But it works out good in the end in this case, because the reason why I say it works out good is because this episode is also the episode where Tanjiro basically somewhat joins them. Like, not officially yet, because there will be a little mini arc in this season that'll be covered, which I will explain later. Anyway, after Tanjiro charges at him with the hatchet and he throws it over Giyu manages to knock him down, but he realizes that the way he threw the hatchet and the weapon before he threw the weapon before he threw the hatchet, and he realized that, and Tanjiro got knocked down, and then right as Giyu goes to finish Nezuko off, Nezuko, this is this is the part of it where basically Tanjiro and both Tanjiro and Nezuko are spared by Giyu because Giyu sees Nezuko do something with Tanjiro. Now this is where it gets weird because normally in the anime when they're turned into a demon, they have a craving to devour human flesh to power themselves. But when Giyu looks at Nezuko in her demon form, he realizes that she's trying to protect Tanjiro. Now, I actually have a bit of a theory about that. This is connected to the flash, the memory that Nezuko was having, talking with the rest of their family that was dead, because basically her mother told her while she was in her demon form to basically look after Tanjiro for them because they won't be able to. So in a sense, I guess she was just subconsciously remembering what she was told, and I think that is what caused her to not devour any humans. Anyway, but as I explained with her in her character bio, the way she regains her strength isn't by devouring human flesh, it's by resting, which is a rather effective method. Anyway, what happens is after that, after Tanjiro wakes up, Giyu tells him about going to go see a trainer known as Urokodaki to train him to start his training to become a demon slayer. And he tells him to be careful with his sister and only travel at night and keep her out of the sunlight as well. And then basically, that's basically where, after that happens, Tanjiro goes off, and that's basically where this part ends. That's basically where this episode ends, guys. So that's gonna be it for this episode. But I'll see you guys in the next video, which I will do probably, I don't know, maybe sometime during next week or next weekend or something. Anyway, other than that, guys, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. And until then, peace!